Hello and welcome to the Creaky Kudos. I'm Monk, and today we are in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords, and we're continuing our Let's Play series. Now, if you have been following through in this entire playthrough, a big thank you to you guys. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, think about doing so. We have a ton of Bannerlords content. We also have an active and growing Discord. The link for it is down in the description. Of course, we also do giveaways within the Discord, so it's a really good idea to join. You can chat about this game. You can chat about whatever game you happen to be playing. Now, within our playthrough, we have done an awful lot, but in the last episode I was actually asked if I could show you my stats, my character, so here they are. Now, we are currently at war with a single nation. Now, one of my challenges really is to make an independent kingdom. That's kind of the point of where we are now. We have successfully made our kingdom. We have successfully taken over a portion of the map, and we have successfully recruited several clans now to our kingdom, as well as turning several companions into their own clans as well. Now, we do need to make it an independent kingdom though, and I do have a couple of strict rules for doing so. One of those has to be that we are getting in as much in tribute as is going out. So wars need to be won. We're currently at war with these guys, and we really do need to start scoring some points with them. A big way of doing this is going to be winning battles. It's as simple as that. Another way is going to be raiding towns and settlements as well, because for whatever reason, empires never like it when their places are being raided. I guess because they're not getting the all-important taxes they believe they are owed. So that could be a reason. But yeah, so here we are. We are going to kick off with a big battle. I do try to get as many of these battles into an episode as possible. I believe in the last episode we done a couple of tournaments, and we failed at those tournaments too, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so let's try and see how we're going to do with this battle. Now, we have got infantry, we have got bowmen, we got a generous amount of cavalry as well. We typically need to move our infantry in front of our bowmen, and obviously try and engage all at the same time if we are able. I used to go all cavalry. I think if you're new at this game, going an all-out cavalry army is probably the easiest thing you could do, because you just get your cavalry to follow you, you charge into battle, order the charge attack, and swing away. When you start learning the game's mechanics and you want a more diverse army, it can get a little bit complicated trying to organize everyone, trying to make sure your archers are covered, understanding that your archers do a crazy amount of damage in this game. They really are one of the best troop types you can hire and level up. I wish the game gave you a little bit better tutorial wise when it comes to, you know, your troops and your commands and different things you can do, because you actually can do quite a lot. It's just, it's quite hard to learn everything, especially as the game never actually teaches you it. I'm really looking forward to the 1.2 patch that should be coming within the next few weeks. There is really no date on it, but when it comes to console, we have got a patch on the way. It's going to change some fundamental things for this game, which I'm really looking forward to, including adding console commands as well, as in console cheats. That's going to be really interesting to see just how well they actually work, and will it mean that people won't have to rely on smithing when it comes to cash? I think so, and I think that's going to be a huge thing for a lot of people. Let's get these guys. See if we can actually do any damage. There we go. We managed to kill someone. I do love our swords. I'm a firm believer that our smith weapons are the best weapons in the game. If you invest enough time in it, you can create some incredible weaponry. Just bumped into an old horse. Try and make sure that our troops are... See, the problem is as we're seeing the enemy has kind of lure us into their troops. We need to be moving our troops up as well. So that way it can actually see the full strength of our army, because our cavalry is just a small part of our army. We certainly don't want them just charging in head first. Infantry. I don't typically keep a huge amount of infantry. I try to keep enough to defend my archers, at least in this playthrough. My famed champions have been my golden child in this playthrough. But you do need to keep enough infantry in order to protect them. They're sticking to the tree line. There's loads of them in there, all sticking to that tree line. They don't want to be killed. They don't want to come out and face us. They know we're the stronger enemy here. There's a ton of them in here. Oh, we're taking significant damage. We got pretty good armor. I wouldn't say we got the best armor in the game. Far, far from it. We're only, what, 700 days-ish into our game. Therefore, we definitely have not got the best armor in the game. I haven't even begun scouting out the high-level armor. I've kind of been getting whatever I kind of win from battles and equipping the best of it that we managed to find. I do need to actually go around the map finding some decent armor, especially as we can now print money. Of course, we've only been able to print money the last few episodes, but now we have that capability. Yeah, looking around for better armor is high on the to-do list. Look at all these guys. All these archers. I do kind of want to just see how well just an army of Fane champions would do. 100 Fanes going up against whatever the map throws at us. It could be interesting. I think the problem is once they close that gap, we're going to have some issues. But I think 100 troops is enough to do some damage at least. So when they get swamped and they can no longer use their bows. And sometimes when it gets so swamped, you can't use your two-handed weapons either. Which is what the Fane champions have got. God, this guy's tough. He's finally dead. A Lancer. The Lancers really aren't too good. I wouldn't say they're one of the best units in the game at all. Not when it comes to cavalry anyway. Oh, we have lost some troops. We're doing good, though. We are doing good. Oh, we have dropped so much in health. Didn't even realize how low we'd got. Don't really want to get knocked out. If we do get knocked out, our troops will lose a huge amount of morale. That usually leads to us losing more troops over the long run of the battle as well. So that wouldn't be good. Us staying alive is helpful, shall we say. Got ourselves another kill as well. I'm not sure what the most amount of kills I've got in any one battle so far. Maybe we should start keeping count though. Let me know down in the comments if you know how many troops you have personally killed in battle in a single go. I'd like to say I've done at least 50 in a single battle. Probably a castle defense would be where I would typically kill the most. I think you've got the easiest access to a huge amount of low-level troops that you can just swing at. Of course, we haven't actually had to do a castle defense in this playthrough. I haven't had to do a castle defense for a very, very long time, actually. Although, to be fair, they can be notoriously buggy. There we go. We got a decent amount of morale and influence. Renown and influence. Our troops obviously got some I cannot talk today. There we go. Let's capture all these people. Morale. No thanks. No thanks are necessary. Almost no troops there, unfortunately. Do got a ton of prisoners that we can grab up, though. 119 prisoners in total. And we have 41 troops to level up. I do try to keep these guys leveled up as much as possible. Obviously, leveling up in bulk is more ideal. You will level them up a lot faster if you level up in bulk, but we do have a pretty upgraded army as it is. There we go. Everyone's leveled up. Nothing spectacular in loot, unfortunately. I'm still psyched that we got twins at the end of that last episode. I think that's really cool. We certainly needed some heirs. We hadn't had anyway. They were our first children that we had. We left it quite late in the game till we got married. And so, yeah, absolutely needed to level up our troops. I almost run into an army of 300 then. We probably could have taken them, but I kind of want to replenish our ranks. We've also got all of those prisoners to get rid of as well. In the tavern. It's a decent amount of money for prisoners, to be fair. Donate. Probably a better idea that we actually get rid of the lords if we pop them in the dungeon. That way we're not handing back, you know, like lieutenants straight back to our enemy. It also means we get extra relation with someone in our kingdom. It doesn't really matter too much. I think we was already at max relation with them, but that is something to think about. We are over when it comes to our garrison. As you can see, still not doing too well. Unfortunately, the garrison is stripped, which probably means the lord that owns that city is very low on troops and having to replenish their ranks out of the garrison. armies. Let's see what we got. We do have our brother, our youngest brother. He has some troops, not a lot of troops, but we can recruit him. I think our older brother is still trying to get some troops together before he can actually be an active and productive member of the kingdom. Kind of hunting this army now. Absolutely want to attack them, but we do have a little bit of a health issue. So I need to try and wait till my health actually restores. Last thing I want to do is go into battle with low health. That would kind of suck. So if we wait a little bit of time, luckily they're trying to siege the city anyway. I mean, it's a tempting offer. We already know that there's almost no garrison involved there, so the troop numbers have got to be extremely low. But there you go, we are 100% health. Not only that, but the wounded soldiers have now healed up. I cannot stress, guys, having a good surgeon is so important. We are 410 troops versus their 339. So we definitely got the advantage here, which is kind of cool. Having the advantage in battle is always good. I think we've got the advantage anyway because we got the Fane champions, and they are, in my opinion, one of the top 3 troops in the game. They're probably the single best archers in the game. And as I said earlier in the video, in my opinion, archers are the best troop type in the game because they just absolutely shred the enemy 9 times out of 10 before they can even make it to you. Of course, something I should also stress is that there is no right way to play Mount and Blade. It is you, what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and how you want to play. Most of my videos are all about, guiding you and helping you guys. Sometimes it can be so hard sometimes to find the right information that you're looking for. And of course, this game doesn't do a terribly good job of explaining many of the mechanics. So most of my videos are just try to help people understand the game a little bit better. Never to tell you exactly how you should play and how you shouldn't play. Because I think one of my favorite games of all time has to be Warband, the predecessor to this. I just love the game and the different ways you could play the game. It was fascinating. I loved it. I kind of wish that many of the elements of Warband were included in Bannerlords. It's a shame that they're not. Maybe one day, though. Don't get me wrong, I do think that Bannerlords improved upon the franchise in many ways, including bringing a wider audience, to this franchise. I think Warband is still being played today, though, by many Bannerlords players. But that is for a very, very good reason. The game is awesome. Try and keep everyone together. The enemy does a very, very good job at trying to split up your forces. Obviously, you've got lots of different troop types. They move at different speeds. So it can be really easy just to plow on ahead. There they are. I quite like the different terrains you can get in the game now too. This being obviously the snowy area, I quite like it. I like how they keep adding more of this sort of stuff to the game with the updates and the patches. It looks like we're going to get an extra few battlefields with the next update as well. Hopefully it comes soon. It really can't come quick enough. From what I've read, from what I've seen, the new update that we will get in a few weeks is huge. Changes so much, and it's going to add a lot more value to the game too. Hey, we got a couple of good kills then. We've got to be a little bit careful. We are very low health, but we did get a few good kills. We're getting lots of green, a little bit of red that I do not like. A few injuries, probably a few deaths. Lots of green. The majority of this is green now. Battle is going our way. Look at that. We're scoring tons of points in this. Let's get the cavalry involved a little bit more. There we go. We got another 2 kills right there. Take that. My aim is atrocious. Look at that. 84 damage, though. I will take that. The Thanes have so many arrows. They're still raining down terror. I quite like it. Get the infantry a little bit more involved now. Now everyone's nice and close. They still got a few troops around, but not many. It's about done. We took way too much damage the last couple of rounds, though. Both in this big battle and the battle before it. Far too much damage. That could be me, though. I'm a little bit rusty at the moment. So it's most probably me. But there we go, look at that. A ton of renown, a ton of influence. Troops have got some good morale, and of course we got 91% of loot. That 91% obviously is because we have our younger brother, their troops and party involved in this battle as well. It could also be because we got the garrison of the city involved too. Lots of prisoners. A ton of prisoners, that's kind of cool. We don't really need many troops replacing. In fact, we're almost still at our top number, which means I think we only lost like 5 troops. That has to be credited to the surgeon. We have a very, very good surgeon. We'll only get better as well. And of course, that minimizes the deaths that we receive in battle. Whether you make yourself surgeon, whether you hire a companion, I cannot stress it enough. Get yourselves a surgeon as early as possible within your playthroughs. There we go. Do these level ups. Yeah, I think my first couple of playthroughs, I never really bothered with a surgeon. And the amount of deaths that I had per battle was insane. Like, just constant rotation of troops. And I think back then I pretty much just done Valandian champions, the cavalry, the highest level, or is it bannerman? The highest level cavalry over in Valandia. And I just had such a high turnover in troops. It was kind of crazy. Donating the lords again to the town just to make sure that they're not roaming. And of course we are going to sell our prisoners. We get a little bit of money. We don't need to worry about money too much. Obviously we do have a ton of it. We are able to print a ton of it, but I think it's a really good idea to earn extra income wherever we can. Party size. Yeah, he really needs more troops. let's create this fourth party. I thought I'd already set this up for our older brother. Unfortunately, I have not, which is a bit of a problem. He, of course, has the better party size, 125 that he can have right now. He has been going a little bit longer than the younger brother, of course. But yeah, he's definitely someone that I want on the field. His stats actually are very, very good. He's probably the main reason why I think many people suggest going campaign over sandbox, because of course you do get those family members early on in the game, and your brother is the first one you're actually able to use. His stats are kind of insane. You can't really replicate it with any other companions, with your sons, because he has too many points for you to replicate. A lot of his stats, he shouldn't have them because he doesn't have the correct attribute points, or he doesn't have the correct focus points. And so, yeah, it's just partly why he's just such a good character. You can use him as a caravan leader. You can use him as within town management, assign him as a governor, or of course the way I typically use him is to head his own party. Hostile action. Now, I think this war's going pretty good so far. I think it's going so good, I think we should start another war. I believe this settlement is actually owned by one of the empires, the Western Empire, possibly. Let's see if we can chase this guy and grab him. Can we get him? I think he's too fast. I think he's much faster than us, unfortunately. That's a shame. Let's take care of a few of these. That's been there for a very long time, unfortunately. And we know that we had twins. Declare war. I don't really want to declare war on the Botanians. It's something that I think we need to do eventually, but right now I would rather not. Now, the Western Empire, however, I would like to declare war on. However, I don't think my people are actually going to go for it. I didn't mean to load in. Let's pop back out. But what we can do, instead of putting it to the vote, is I can raid one of their villages. And there we go. War has been declared. Not the right way to go around doing it, but it does mean you can do what you want. Manipulate the game a little bit and force a war into place. And of course, you can actually do that as a vassal of another kingdom as well. If you want them to be at war with somebody, you can make it happen. There we go, the Western Empire. Now, we was actually paying them tribute. So this is going to be a pretty good test. They are more powerful than us. They have more troops. Most of that's probably going to be garrison troops, however. We're about similar when it comes to clan sizes and the amount of clans each of our sides actually have. Yes, we're currently at war, but I feel like we can kind of handle our own. We have a very good army. We have very, very good troops. And of course, we have our 4 parties now. Give them a little bit of time. They're fill out with troops. We'll be able to put together a pretty decent army. But guys, I'm going to leave this video right here. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts down below. All interactions are very much appreciated and help the video grow. But until next time, I've been a monk, been Chris and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.